Yo, 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 what's up, everyone? We just had ourselves, our mics were off, they were muted. So, hello, welcome everyone to BeatStars Academy show. My name is Lee. This is Jamil. I keep doing that. He's on this side because I'm facing the screen. So, today is Wednesday, August the 26th, and it is 3 p.m. EST. It's 8 p.m. my time. What time is it where you are, Jamil?
It is 2 p.m.
Okay, that's cool. So, how are you today? You good?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm excited for another episode of Academy. I'm getting hyped up for doing these shows now every week.
Yeah.
I kind of miss being on BeatStars Live a lot, and now we're doing this together. Got a co-host, get to talk to the community more. So I mean, it's a good day.
Yep, seeing some familiar faces in the chat. So welcome everyone. Today's show is going to be about how to connect your payment accounts. And me and Jamil are going to tell you why we feel this is important. And obviously there's a couple of other things that we're going to go across. We're also going to be reviewing some pro pages at the end of the show, and we'll give you a link where you can submit them. So every week we can review some of the pro pages for you and just let you know our thoughts and how we feel that you can improve. So yeah, I don't know if you want to share your screen and
I'll share my screen. Let's get started. All right, cool. Is this the right background?
Yes, it is.
Okay, cool.
I believe so. Let me just double check.
All right. So Levi usually starts off every week, just doing a quick overview of the dashboard and letting you guys know what's new on BeatStars. So I just wanted to point out that we posted 2 new opportunities in the opportunities section of your account. We got a new episode of the Jam with Jamil coming up, where I'm going to be highlighting beats from Beats for Love. We have 3 new organizations added to Beats for Love: the PCRF, GLAD, Lebanese Red Cross. So I definitely wanted to take some time to highlight a lot of our great users who are, being so generous and adding these charities as collaborators on their tracks. So make sure you guys check out those charities on the beatstars.com/beatsforlove page. You can learn more about them, decide which ones you possibly want to contribute to in your beat sales, and you can submit 2 tracks to the show if you have a pro page. So I definitely invite you guys to check out. I'm really excited to start listening to a lot of your beats. So if you're feeling like donating anything of your potential future sales, definitely check that out. The next opportunity we have available is the BeatStars Live playlist. This is going to be a continuous opportunity that we're constantly adding to. So if you guys noticed before the show, and I actually mentioned this last week, we have a timer going on before each show starts every day where we're going to be playing beats submitted by you guys. So the beats we've been playing right now have been from the BeatStars Summit. We had the opportunity going on before the summit started. And now, we like that so much and we got such great feedback from you guys. We're going to be doing that continuously for BeatStars Live. So make sure you submit 2 beats if you have a pro page of any genre, and you guys might be added to the playlist. So I'm super excited about that. All right. Have you submitted yet, Lee?
I have actually, yeah. And I'm actually looking forward to listening to some of the tracks that show up on the shows. It's always cool to listen to some new music for sure. Even though I make my own music, but it's definitely dope to see all the different music within the community and to get to hear them on the live streams, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, super awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited to start getting to listen to some of the beats. We're going to have a few different people on the playlisting team of different tastes to make sure that, we get as many diverse types of music as possible. And this is going to be continuous. It says 127 days left for right now, but it'll be opened up again once it reaches towards the end there. So make sure you check that out and submit your beats. Next thing I wanted to point out is that our Learn section, if you guys still have this enabled on your dashboard, I just wanted to point out that we have been producing new tutorial videos lately, which are kind of just like, a little bit shorter versions of the BeatStars Academy on really specific topics. Our tutorials now have been going more into giving tips and tricks and maybe insights. So even if you've been on the platform for a while, I would still recommend checking out those tutorial videos because I've been working really hard and the team has been working really hard to get the best information out there and give you guys some advice on how to maximize your businesses. So definitely check out our new tutorial videos. New uploads every week on our YouTube channel and on BeatStars.com/tutorial. Okay. We can start getting right into our topic of the day, which is payment account section of your account. So,
Yep.
as you guys know, you have two different options for receiving payments on BeatStars, which are PayPal and Stripe. If you're new to the platform and you haven't connected a payment method yet, your payment screen will sort of look like this, with PayPal or Stripe not connected. And before we get started on how to connect these, I just wanted to give a little bit of background on why we feel it's important to talk about this. Levi, you want to go into some more detail about how it's a really good idea to consider connecting both PayPal and Stripe, and why?
Yeah, it just gives the client more options. So for some unknown reason, some people don't actually like using PayPal, even though PayPal is a very good process and it works really well. But Stripe also allows you to pay, I think it's by a credit card and debit card, right? I think you can do that with PayPal as well, but you have to be signed in as a guest. And I know that PayPal in certain locations, unfortunately, is restricted in certain locations. It's not available. So obviously you've got the other option of having Stripe available, which is really, really cool. And we like with most of the things on the platform and the BeatStars platform, we like to provide as much, kind of different things and different ways you can do things. So having two options for payments, it's just a cool thing. Some platforms may only have one option. We're giving you the option of having two. And it's just, both of them work in a similar way. The only thing I would say is if you're doing collaborations, obviously it's probably something we're just going to touch on later, but I might as well just say it now. Stripe won't work with collaboration. So if you're working with other producers on the platform and you've, set up your collaboration feature, Stripe doesn't work. It's only PayPal that allows this feature. It's basically to do with split payments. Sorry
to interrupt. I'm starting to see some questions, some great questions, which is exactly what we wanted you guys to ask.
Yes.
What would you recommend, and should you connect Stripe, and how is it different? Well, I think the point of this is that we recommend connecting both if possible.
Yes.
PayPal, if it's available in your country or territory, at a bare minimum, because PayPal, like Levi said, it does allow for collaborations, collaborative payments and split payments, which is pretty crucial. So definitely, if you can connect PayPal, but also because we know that people sometimes just connect PayPal and stop there, we also want you guys to really consider connecting a Stripe account. Some people may not be available to use PayPal, and Stripe just breaks down another barrier for those people and makes it as easy as possible. If they prefer to pay with a credit card payment, or they don't have a PayPal account, it just makes it easier, and it gives more options for people. You don't want people to want your beats and get to the checkout process, and then a payment issue is the reason that they aren't able to complete the sale. So just breaking down barriers, making it as easy as possible for people to pay you.
Yeah, basically it's like we said, it's giving you guys and girls another option. It's another option for your clients, basically. It just makes it a lot easier. So say PayPal works really well, and it's available in most places around the world. It's just there are some certain locations, and PayPal works really well, like we said, for the split payments and stuff like that as well. But Stripe is also just as good. So it's just an extra option. So it's just another choice. And I'm sure in the future, there's a possibility that we may add other options too. So we hope that we can do that in the future. Just before we kind of delve in, did you just want to show people actually how to get to that section? Because I think we just skipped that.
Oh yeah, we may sort of.
Yeah, just if there's anyone new in there, how you get, because in my opinion, this is kind of, apart from actually obviously creating a BeatStars account and deciding what subscription you want to purchase, this would be kind of the next thing, because if you start adding beats, we'll kind of get into this and show you why. But if you start adding your content and stuff, and then you haven't added your payment accounts, people can't actually purchase anything. So kind of before you kind of jump the gun and jump ahead and start uploading your content straight away, this is kind of one of the first things that I personally would do and I would recommend. Would it be something that you would recommend as well, Jamil, to kind of one of the first things to do?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, during the onboarding process where you're entering, your username and display name, entering a payment method is the last step before you actually are taken to the BeatStars dashboard. So I would hope that everybody does it there, but it's not completely necessary. You don't have to connect it right away. And if you do want to connect it later, or if you want to change your PayPal account or
Yeah.
Stripe, just to quickly show you guys, because I sort of went through it quickly, it'll be under the My Media tab, under payment accounts in your settings. So this is the page right here. So that's pretty interesting. I think we have a quick question that somebody has asked a couple of times that we could just answer really quick before we start showing connections. Will the customer who's purchasing a beat see your PayPal account name, or see the PayPal account name of the seller, or the BeatStars producer name?
Should be both. I think both. Bufo answered it earlier. So it will be both, because it basically will depend on what name you've set up on your PayPal account, but that's more than likely going to be your, your legal name, your kind of name on your birth certificate. So, or whatever name's on your payment card or anything like that. So you should see both. Yes, you should see both.
Yeah, I think I believe on the contract, right, on the license.
Yeah, so you're going to see it on the license too. So you'll see that what people should be doing actually, and this is something we'll probably cover when we go through licenses again, but you should be adding your actual legal name to the license, so your customers can actually, the reason for that is so your customers can actually register the tracks under your real name, because when you're registering your tracks with your PROs, you're going to be using your legal name. You're not going to be using your kind of artistry name, right? So your clients are going to get to see your real name, but you'll get to see their real name too. So it's, I wouldn't worry about anything security-wise if there's something you're concerned about.
Right. Okay, cool. Now I think we could just get right into actually connecting your account. So to sign up a PayPal account, you would need to enter your PayPal email address on this section here. I'll just go ahead and sort of show an example. And then you would press the save button. Okay, so after you press the save button there, after entering your PayPal email address, you'll still need to connect. You'll still need to press connect with PayPal to complete the process. After you finish that, I'm not going to go through the process right now. We're going to show you what it looks like once it's complete. In a second, we'll switch over to Levi and he'll show you in his account. But just a quick little note here. After you finish connecting, you go through this process. If this is your first time connecting your PayPal with BeatStars, you might see a message here letting you know you need to go into your PayPal account to complete one extra step. I think there's like an approval step within your PayPal account. So if you see that message, definitely check out your PayPal account and see if you need to approve anything. But now we'll switch over to Levi's screen so he can show you what that sort of looks like once it's complete. Let me remove mine.
There we go.
Cool.
So that's what it should look like. So basically, it will basically say, you'll see this button here, which says disconnect PayPal. So this is kind of a confirmation that you have connected your PayPal account. And then you'll see this kind of text underneath here. It says your stores can now accept PayPal and credit card payments. So as you can see, like we said at the beginning of the show, you can use PayPal for credit card payments. You would just be signing in under a guest. So that's always something to note, because sometimes people reach out asking if they can pay by credit card payments, and you actually can through PayPal. So I just wanted to highlight that there. Yeah, so that's kind of basically what you will see here. You need to kind of go through a similar process. Again, we can't obviously take you through the full process because there's going to be some like personal information in there, so we can't obviously show that on these live shows. But it's going to act similar to Stripe. Now, obviously, the process is slightly different with PayPal because you're actually entering your email first and then clicking save. The reason for that is because if any of you guys and girls are using our monetization programs like SoundCloud and AudioMac, this is how you're going to get paid through your PayPal account. And by clicking that save button, that's how you're going to receive payments from our distribution service. Sorry, not distribution, our monetization services. But you're not going to you still need to go through the process of connecting your PayPal account, like Jamil just said, to actually receive payments from purchases, from clients that are making purchases. As I say, it's similar. It is a similar kind of setup. You have to, I think it's like location. It asks you to put your name and stuff like that in. So you would need to go through the process to actually see what actually happens. But again, you'll see that this, you'll see that it says disconnect Stripe. So that kind of lets you know that you're now connected. And then you'll also get this text underneath, which says Stripe is a payment service for accepting credit card payments. Click here to learn more about Stripe. So you can actually click there to learn a bit more about Stripe as well if you want to do that actually before you connect. And actually it says there, sorry, that's where it says, great, your Stripe account is already connected. So I'm not actually sure. What does it say on your side, Jamil? I didn't actually read that bit.
Oh, on the Stripe section, it just says connect with Stripe.
Okay, yeah. So this is kind of confirmation to tell you that you're connected, which is cool. Just want to touch on a couple of things whilst they're here. If you are, for any unknown reasons, you're wanting to change your connected PayPal account, which sometimes happens. Also with Stripe too, maybe. I don't know, maybe you've just decided to do open a different account, or if you've used someone else's account in the past, like if you used your parents' accounts or something like that, and you've now got your own account and you want to add your own, what you would need to do, obviously you would need to go to this section to do so, but you would need to make sure that you actually click this disconnect button first. What happens if you was just to put the email in there and then click save, your payments would still go to your old or to the existing PayPal account that you had connected. So you just need to make sure that you click that disconnect button. Otherwise you're gonna have some issues. You're gonna basically think that you're getting your payments to your new account when in fact actually it's going to your old account. So was there anything you wanted to add to that bit, Jamil? I think I covered that pretty well there.
Yeah, well, to sort of expand on that, if somebody does complete a purchase, that will mean that that will mean that you definitely have a payment account connected. So if you don't have a payment account connected, people won't be able to add your Beats to their cart. So if you wanted to go over to the example that we set up, Lee, go to the tutorial page on BeatStars and try to add the test track that we added. And you'll see an error message letting the user know that this producer does not have a proper payment account set up.
Sure, yeah. So it will basically show up an error. So this was the track we added, right? Test. So obviously again, this is your client. So we're showing you an example of what would happen if someone was to try to purchase your track if you didn't have, your content, if you didn't have your payment account set up. So this is what's going to happen. So we'll click on that. We'll add it to the cart. And that's what happens there. So you'll get this error message come up saying, unable to add product to cart due to producer and or collaborators. So this would include the collaborators too, unavailable payment methods. So basically that's saying that they can't process a payment because you actually haven't got a payment account connected. And this would also, as well, like it says on the error message there, this would also include your collaborators. So if you have a collaborator on this specific track for say, so if me and Jamil this was a collaboration track between me and Jamil, I had my PayPal account connected, but Jamil didn't, you would still get this error message come up. So it's always a good idea, good practice to make sure that, if you are collaborating with someone, that they actually have their payment accounts connected, because you're going to run into this kind of issue. And the thing is, as well, is you may not even get to find out, because the client may just decide, you know what, I can't pay for it, so I'm just going to not bother. So this is obviously why it's really important to make sure you have this, because you're not going to actually physically see it on your side, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's a good idea to always, if you have another account, or to sign out of your account to test it out yourself.
Yeah,
just to make sure everything's on the up and up. You should always be doing that, by the way. Every time you make like an adjustment or a setting, or you upload a new track, make sure you're testing it out, seeing if the streaming track is working, if if it uploaded correctly, if you uploaded the correct file. There could just be like some simple mistakes along the way that that could like prevent you from making a sale. So definitely always test everything out and check it out.
There's just a question here. Hey guys, I have a question. What are the earning cuts for the free and marketplace plan? So I'm guessing they're talking about commission that BeatStars might take. I'm guessing. Is that how you read that, Jamil?
Yeah.
I think so. So currently, we no longer actually take any commission for any account. We never took commission for marketplace plans. It was only the free plan that we used to take 30%, but that is now, we no longer do that. So all accounts, all subscription types, you take basically 100% of the funds that you earn. So BeatStars doesn't take anything, which is really, really cool, I think. That was kind of a bit off topic, but I just wanted to answer that question quickly there.
No worries, it's an important question. We could touch on things like that every week. Sure.
So yeah, so basically this is what you're going to see. So we created this test because with this BeatStars tutorial account, we actually haven't set up the payment methods correctly. So this is what you're going to get. So it's always like Jamil said, always go back and check. Even if you're uploading new content, I've done it myself before as a producer. Would you believe it or not? Our computers have so much content on them. When you're uploading, like hundreds and hundreds of beats, it's really easy to, upload the wrong file. So definitely always check that.
Right.
Sure. Also make sure that your clients are getting the right files as well. So.
Right. And I think we should also show the difference on the cart on the checkout page. What it looks like if you have a PayPal account versus if you just have a PayPal account set up versus if you have PayPal and Stripe.
Sure. I don't think you've got it on your side. I can do it on my side. So let me.
So I can add tracks from your account.
Yeah, just do that. Yeah, let me share your screen.
Sure.
Are you up and running? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Yeah, that was a good point, Jamil.
Right. So this is a track from Levi who has both his PayPal and Stripe set up. I'm going to add one of his tracks to the cart. So you'll see on the screen here that you're able to check out with PayPal or Stripe for his beats. And this goes the same for his pro page. So let me visit his pro page really quickly. I have a cart already in the track here.
Oh, great.
And you'll see that PayPal and Stripe are both available. Versus account that just has a PayPal setup will look like this. So this is another test account that we have with BeatStars. So this one just has a PayPal setup, so it'll say pay via PayPal or credit card.
Yeah.
So that's the difference there. And if you have no payment account set up, then there'll just be no button. So let me show you what that looks like over here.
It won't actually, I don't think it'll allow you to add.
It'll add it to the,
it doesn't go to the
cart,
page,
but there'll be nothing here.
Yeah.
So that's another way to check if you have a payment, like, how many different payment accounts you have set up. If you have nothing, it'll look like this.
Yeah.
If you just have your PayPal set up, it'll say pay via PayPal or credit card. If you have PayPal and Stripe, it'll clearly show 2 buttons. So that's a good way for you to double check after you connect your accounts to make sure they're properly connected.
It's cool.
If anybody has any questions about that, you could let us know.
Yeah, so if you have any specific questions about the payment connections, definitely let us know. That's why we're here. So, make sure you make the most of the time whilst we're here. I did see another question there. It's kind of a bit off a topic again, but it says, do producers earn money from beat plays? That's a really good question. Now, not through BeatStars, but directly through the platform, but through our distribution service you can. So if you haven't seen that yet, maybe one week we'll go through that. Actually, we've got tutorial videos. So if you're not aware of our distribution service, definitely check out the videos. There was a video that actually Jamil done fairly recently when it dropped. So definitely check that out. So you can earn streams. You can earn money, basically streams from beat streams through our distribution service. So definitely check that out. No, that's cool. No worries, no problem. That's what we're here for. So we're going to try our best to answer the questions when you drop them in. So yeah, so that's kind of covered the payment accounts. I don't think there's kind of anything else to add with regards to that, obviously, other than making sure that you've definitely integrated them. Like Jamil said, as you go through the onboarding process, that is one of the last steps that you go through. But in some cases, you know, you may have missed that part, or you've just not done it at that time and you want to do it at a later date. Definitely do that before you upload any beats to your store, because people obviously can't purchase them. And that's kind of one of the, obviously it's cool that people can listen to them, but you obviously, the main reason is that you want people to be able to have the opportunity to purchase them.
Right. And if you have both PayPal and Stripe set up, after you make a sale, just make sure you check your account in both. We've sometimes experienced people who have both set up, like sort of like panicking because they don't see the payment in their PayPal account. Meanwhile, it's in their Stripe account.
Yeah.
So make sure you just keep in mind, if you have both set up, just check both accounts, because people will be using both.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. And just one point to point out from a producer's perspective and what I experienced with Stripe. Stripe is a great platform, and how Stripe works is you connect your bank account, and then basically what happens is you unlike PayPal, as soon as the payment is made, you receive the payment straight away, kind of goes into your account straight away. But with Stripe, it can take a few days for it to transfer into your account. I believe they kind of like do it like pro rata, like so many times a month that they send the money into your account, which is cool because that can kind of build up. Yeah, because obviously, like I said, unlike PayPal, that money is just kind of straight into your PayPal account and you can withdraw it straight away. So I just wanted to point that out, just in case people come across that, you know, in the future and say, oh, why have I not received my payments from Stripe? Make sure you actually check the Stripe account, because it will be in there if the payment's gone through successfully.
Right. For Stream B Sounds asking about talking about licenses, I'm going to link you a tutorial video that we've already produced. So definitely check that out. There might be some useful stuff in there for you.
Yeah, just to touch on that, like Jamil said at the beginning of the show when he was going through the dashboard, for any new users that are in here, or even existing users, you know, make sure you check out these tutorial videos. You can get access to them directly from our YouTube page, but you can also get to those through the BeatStars platform, and also in our help section as well. You can get access to some. It will send you directly to a link. And I think actually in some of the help articles, there's actually a video that plays in the article, right? So definitely check those out. Jamil has been uploading those. I've also noticed recently as well, I don't know if you want to touch on this, Jamil, because this may be something that we can notify I've been going through the YouTube channel, and I've noticed that we're asking people some questions about what they want to see next. Is that something that you've been involved with?
Yeah, I posted that yesterday.
Oh, that's dope.
So yeah, those were already some ideas that I had on the horizon. So I just set up a quick poll. I believe you could still answer it. I could show it.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I've been seeing some, because I go through that myself, so I've been seeing some comments, and some of them are really, really good. So we just wanted to point this out. So if there's anything that you want to see in the tutorial videos, I believe that's kind of what you're asking the question for. Is that correct?
Right, yeah. So I'm trying to cater our content. Let me see if I could find it. I don't really see it here. Is it in the community?
Could be.
Here we go.
There we go.
Yeah, you could still answer. So I just asked a quick question. Have you guys been enjoying the tutorial videos lately? Let us know the next topics you'd like us to cover. So there is a video on the horizon for pro page customizations. We're currently working on a brand new series all about the pro page, where I'm going to be going into depth about customizations, the marketing integrations, trying to give some advice, some experience, some things that I've noticed about pro page. So definitely be on the lookout for those. And I also feel like it's really important to talk to you guys about creating custom services and coupon codes. So I'm glad to know that you guys are super interested in that. Creating custom services is actually narrowly beating out pro page customizations by 1%. So that video is definitely coming soon. We're going to be having a lot of great material for you guys, along with, sneak peek, because you guys are awesome BeatStars Academy's viewers. I can give you some insider secrets that there is a help desk renovation coming out soon, and we're going to be putting a lot more work into the help desk and providing a lot more cool information for you guys, including some awesome onboarding stuff for our new users that I'm really excited about. So be on the lookout for that. There's going to be a lot more, including BeatStars Academy every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. There's going to be a lot more than that to help you guys out as much as we can.
That's great. Great to hear. Yeah. I just want to touch on a question, actually going back to what we was talking about, payment counts. And it's from Rashid Myri. Hopefully I've got your name correct. From Facebook. Does Stripe have a mobile app or website to go to and register? Yes. You can actually click on the link in the payment section that we was in earlier, and it will tell you actually how to do that. But they do actually have an app which you can download as well, which is really, really cool, similar to PayPal. So you can kind of see all your stuff in there. Yeah, basically there.
Yeah.
You can see all of your all your clients' details and stuff within your Stripe account through the app. So yes, you can get the app. So that's really cool. Makes it easier. That's probably one of the other reasons why we've probably chose these two, because it's easy access for people. You've got the apps and stuff like that, which is really, really dope. Have we got any other questions in here? I understand how to set up licenses, but I honestly have no idea what a reasonable license for a beat looks like for my current level beginner. Like, how many streams should a wave license be limited to? How many radio stations? I mean, that's a really tough question, if I'm being honest. But that's kind of a thing that you would maybe need to do some research on. Like, maybe check out some of the other producers, check out some of their licenses and just kind of see what they're offering. Maybe not necessarily copy their prices and copy exact, but just maybe get some ideas from all the different producers on the platform. It's kind of what I did when I first started, because I didn't really have a clue what prices I should set up, or how many streams I'm going to offer for any specific particular license. But yeah, my best guess there would just be to do some research, basically. Would you have anything to add to that?
So, yeah, I would definitely recommend taking Lee's advice there. I think it's a good idea to check out some producers who are on a similar level to you, maybe at a similar place.
Yeah.
And sort of like compare and contrast. But, honestly, this is one of the great things about owning your own business and managing your own, like music business, is that if you feel like your shit is like worth more and it's really good, I mean, it's your prerogative to set the price a little bit higher. I mean, you're the best judge of value of your own work. I've learned that, in not just in music or in beat selling, but like in any sort of like artistic property or expression, it's up to a painter to decide how much his paintings are worth. How much time that he spent crafting it, how much experience he has. So, you're not a person when they buy your beat, they're not necessarily just paying for the beat, but, they're also paying for your years of experience and expertise as well. So I would just say, if you're trying to get, up and running, last week, Lee and I sort of talked about structuring your licenses and your different licenses in a way that they're going to make sense to, a license that includes an extra file should cost a little bit more than a license that only includes one. So when you're setting it up, don't outprice yourself on your basic MP3 lease, because you want to have a wave lease and you want to have a track out lease and you want to have an unlimited lease. So just keep in mind, not just for one particular license, but how they all make sense together.
Yeah, and also as well, maybe look at kind of who your audience is, right? So we had an example a while back where this particular member he kind of created more of an Indian style, so it's kind of like Bollywood and that kind of stuff. Now we know that, you know, when you convert like currency and stuff like that, that it doesn't kind of work out best for the Indian market. So, you know, check out what your market is, because you may feel that you're going to make more sales, or you have a better chance of making sales if you create the pricing based around the market that you are basically feeding, if you like. So make sure, yeah, do that as well. So, you know, not only check around with other producers that are on a similar level, maybe similar style as well, to, you know, see what kind of beats they're kind of creating, which are similar to yours, and then figure that out. And then you can also as well, which Buffo mentioned, is, you know, check out some of the top charts. So that's the cool thing about the top chart system within BeatStars. You can see what beats are selling. So then you can kind of play, you know, base your pricing structure and, you know, kind of some other things around that. So it's basically all about research. That's the best thing to do, is basically research. So there's a ton of things you can research. The top charts on BeatStars, all of the producers on the BeatStars, we have a ton of them. And also who your market is. So definitely make sure, you know, that's probably one of the most important things I would say, actually, you know, knowing what your market is. You may not necessarily know that to start off with, but you'll get some sort of idea around the kind of genre and the type of beats that you make. So definitely.
Just to give like a literal like answer, most MP3 releases are $24.99 to $29.99.
Basically, yeah.
I wouldn't start any higher than that at your MP3 release. But for the rest, like, it's sort of free range. Like, people are priced sort of all over the place for other kinds of leases. Yeah, Cloud9, I would echo that. Definitely listen to Levi. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to you know, leases and things. But yeah, so MP3, definitely keep it between $24.99 to $30. If you want to go a little bit lower, if you're just trying to get your feet wet and trying to build up an audience, that could also be a good strategy. But for the most part, you know, people are going to be willing to pay $24.99 to $29.99 for an MP3 lease. It's just kind of the standard for right now across most producers.
Just kind of to add to that as well, which is also going to help you do your research, it's just come to my mind. It was like a bing moment. Is if you're offering your content for free download, which I would definitely suggest doing, because that's a real good way to start collecting emails and building up your fan base. We, on the BeatStars platform, you have the stats section. So you can also see, not only can you see your streams and who is streaming and where they're from, but you can also see who's, you know, downloading your content and where they're downloading it from if it's free. So that will kind of give you a good idea, you know, like some kind of market research in a sense. You know, it's like I said to you earlier, you know, if you find that all of your tracks are being streamed in India and all the people that are downloading your content are from India, then you may want to look at, you know, maybe dropping your prices a little bit to cater to that market, to help them make, you know, help them purchase your content. So it's just, you know, things like that, that's, you know, something to bear in mind, you know, and using all of the tools that we provide you guys and girls, you know, the stats, the free download option, the, you know, the top chart section, all this marketing reference that you can use. Definitely, for sure, like, definitely check those out. And definitely for new users as well, you know, trying to think about, you know, what prices to set up and how many streams and stuff to have on your licenses and stuff. So, but there's no like set amount, really. You can pretty much put, like Jamil said, you're going to be your own business, so you can decide exactly what you want to do too.
Right. And to offer some supplemental information and resources to what Levi was just talking about with free downloads, I'm going to link a video I uploaded last Friday about offering free downloads and why, you know, I think it's a good idea. So
this is why we make a good group.
This is why we make a good team. You say something and I'm getting it ready.
He's ready. Like, he's already talking about a tutorial video he did a couple of weeks ago. But it's all fits. I mean, this is exactly, and this is the whole reason for these shows, you know, to give you guys this feedback, and then we can actually provide you with physical stuff that we've already done that you can go and witness and see yourself. So, you know, it's really, really cool. And that's why we love doing these shows as well, because we love seeing you guys win. So which is amazing. So yeah, so I think we've got about 20 minutes left. We're going to review a couple of pro pages.
Right, and keep asking questions.
Definitely keep asking questions.
And we'll try to get to all of them. We have 20 minutes left, so there's a ton of time. So don't be shy. Ask us anything that's on your mind.
Definitely. It doesn't necessarily need to be related today, but try if you can. But if it's something different, then fire away. I'm just going to go through the chat, see if there's anything I can see. There you go. So Calvin John just mentioned there that it was his best month ever. He sold 4 unlimited license and 3 wave, and that was down to research. So there you go. That's that's someone that's done that research, and it's proof that it does actually work. So you just need to put it into practice, basically.
Right. Now's a good time to mention we're going to be reviewing pro pages. We review pro pages every week on this show, so make sure you get your submissions in. I'll have Lee in a second post the link to submit in the chat.
I'm going to post it there too. I think we're allowed to do that, right?
Yeah, we can do that. So it's beatstars.world/beatstars-academy.
Yep, I'll grab the link and put it in the chat as well.
Nate B, just make sure you submit to that link we just posted, and we will hopefully get to it in a couple of weeks. We actually don't have that many submissions. We're almost running out of submissions.
Yes.
So I don't know what's going on with that, guys, but freaking send them to us.
Yeah. And if you haven't got a pro page, go and get one.
Yeah. If you don't have a pro page, go and get one, and then we'll review it.
Yeah, exactly. We'll help you get up and running. So make sure you go and get a pro page if you haven't got one.
But now's a good time. The list isn't too long, so if you submit, we'll probably be able to get to it within the next couple of weeks. Definitely,
yeah. So I think we tried to review about 2 a week. Did you have the list? Did you have it open, Jimmy, or do you want me to get it open?
Could you open it? He said somebody said the link is broken. Let me just test it out right now.
Oh, could be the wrong one. Shouldn't be. It should be right.
World.
Might have put the wrong one in. My apologies if it was the wrong one, guys. Unless they've got rid of it. I think I tried to get it last week.
Hold on, let me see.
Unless it's temporarily broken, we may have to. I think we did try to submit it last week, didn't we? And I think.
Yeah, this page is not working, but I'm gonna check that out. I'll see what's going on with that after the show. Sorry, guys. I was telling you guys to submit, and it's not even available.
It just happens. It's one of those things.
Send it to us on Instagram or something.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do it like that for now.
Our handles are underneath our faces.
Yep, you can see them. So I'm going to grab the first one. So this one is Ascension Beats. He's normally in the chat. Hopefully he's here today so we can review. So let me just bring that to the screen. Cool. So this is Ascension Beats. So this was what we was actually talking about this last week, and we wasn't able to show anyone the pop-up, and now we have one, which is really, really cool because I really wanted to show people this. So this is kind of the first thing that's going to show up on your pro page if you have this connected, and it's basically to do with your email marketing. So it will be MailChimp or Aweber, and then you can choose to have a pop-up show up like this one here. This is a good example. Or you can have it as a static form where people, basically this is for you, a way for you to collect the emails. So you can offer them something. In this case, it just says connect with us. On my page, I think I've got like, if you want to get 5 free beats, put in your email address below, blah, 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 blah. You know, you can use it for so many different things. And this is basically what happens. So this will come up as soon as you go onto someone's pro page, this will pop up, which is cool. It's kind of a cool way to attract attention to people straight away so they can sign up. And I would definitely, you know, like maybe try and offer them something to try and actually get them to, you know, subscribe. And then that way, you know, you can, if you've got any new beats that you've uploaded, you can like, you know, tell people about it, if you want to try and promote a YouTube video that you've just posted, you know, and so on and so forth, you know, social media accounts or whatever you want to do.
Right. Yeah. To piggyback off of that, Lee. Yeah, Ascension. I think it would be a really good idea for. I love the pop up. Not a lot of. I think everybody needs to have a pop up to subscribe to your emailing list. But you have to keep in mind that if this is the first time somebody is visiting your pro page, they may not even know yet if they like your beats or not. So they may not want to subscribe to your mailing list yet. But if you do offer a coupon code and say, we'll send this to you, now you've got their email address. You got a coupon code, which is going to incentivize them to make a purchase right away if they like something on your page. Because I know for myself personally, when I visit a clothing brand's website, when you get that pop-up saying like, oh, subscribe to our thing for a 10% like code, I'm like, now I gotta make a purchase. Like, I can't waste this coupon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure there are other people that sort of think like me too. And now, the brands, they have my email address. Now, every time they have a sale or a promotion or a new product, they email me and I see it and I'm like, okay, let me buy more.
or even another discount code, So that's the cool way about having someone's email. And yeah, like I said, I kind of mentioned this as well, touching back on that, connect with us is cool. But on pro pages, you do have a contact form. So the idea of actually having a pop-up form is to get someone's email. So you want to entice them in somehow. And like Jamil said, offer them a discount code, 20% off or whatever it is you want to offer, whatever you feel comfortable with. And you can also offer them 5 free beats. The cool thing about MailChimp and Aweber is you can set up automation. So when someone does subscribe, they automatically get an email. In my case, I have a download link where people can actually get access to the 5 free beats that I'm actually talking about. So it's not like you have to physically send those beats out or the coupon code. They automatically get it. So it's kind of it's automated. You're not really doing anything, and it's kind of enticing people in. So definitely, make the best use of that. So anyway, that's the pop-up form we've discussed. I've been waiting for that to come up for weeks so I can explain to people why that's so cool, because it works a lot for me. I've actually noticed in the last maybe month, I've actually gained 100 emails just by putting in, that what you mentioned about, offering them a discount code, because it's enticing people in, So now I've got their email.
Yeah, and now it doesn't even have to necessarily be like a coupon code. You could just say, so if you're offering free beats on your page, you're already trying to give those away anyways.
Exactly.
But if you put in a pop-up like it's like just sign up for free beats, that people are like, oh my God, it's free beats, but you're giving those away anyways, but they don't know that. So you're not even really giving anything away that you didn't want to.
Exactly.
So it's just smart overall.
It is smart. It is smart.
And by the way, I don't shop at Hot Topic. I shop at a variety of stores, Bufo. I'll send you a list of all my spots.
It will send you the list of all the discount codes that he gets when he gets to the pop-up screens as well. Yeah.
So I might go to Hot Topic if I want like a My Chemical Romance shirt, but that's about it. That's the only time.
That's cool to hear. I'm getting to know about Jamil's personal life here. We don't really forget that.
When I said ask about anything, I meant about BeatStars.
So yeah, let's touch on this pro page. Let's get to So yeah, I mean, firstly, this is really cool. I'm not sure if I've seen your page before, Ascension Beats. I know we have reviewed some pro pages in the past, and people have submitted again. So I can't quite recall if this is the first time or the second time I've seen this. We've had quite a few. But first off, the design looks really good. I can always tell. I know Ascension Beats quite well. I've seen them in and around the community. Oh, don't know what happened there. I think cool. Yeah, I think my mouse, when you kind of move it to the left, it goes back a page. No one get MacBooks, by the way. Crazy. So yeah, so this looks really cool. I can already tell that, obviously apart from it saying Ascension Beats, but that is their kind of branding, which looks really cool. I really kind of I can't really figure out what that is in the background, but it does kind of look cool. It intrigues. Looks a bit like a giraffe. Don't know if you can see a giraffe there.
I think that's a rocket ship, and it's outside of Earth.
Just, yeah, oh yeah, it could be. That could be Earth. Yeah.
It could also be a giraffe. I mean, I've seen some weird looking giraffes before.
I don't know why I said giraffe. Look, there's a neck. I don't know what it is. But it looks really, really cool. You had the pop up, which is really important thing that we said. You've got a featured track there as well, which is really cool. I like the coloring. It's very, you've done branding really well there. You've got the grays, the whites, and the blacks, which is cool. You can change these buttons too. By the way, you can change these button colors too, which I'm sure Jamil's going to go over in one of his tutorial videos that's coming up soon. You got your BPMs. That's something we always touch on every week. Make sure you have those BPMs. And I was actually talking to someone today about this actually, that they actually search the platform and they pick a specific BPM when they search, and it was actually 130 BPM. So that's why it's so important that you have those BPMs. You're offering your free downloads, which is good. See it on every single track there. And I really like what you've done with the description of your tracks. Is actually showing people exactly what they're getting, which is something that we always like to see. This is always the dun 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 with the licenses info. Let's scroll back down to that again. So yeah, so you're providing some information there. I wouldn't necessarily, going back to what Jamil said at the beginning of the show, and it's something that we went across last week, is to provide as much information within your licenses as possible. So exactly what your clients are getting. You can go back and watch last week's video. And I believe there was a snippet actually posted on Instagram today, social media accounts, why it's really important to provide the information for your licenses and what your clients are actually going to get with each particular license. I see that you feature the license here as well, which is cool. I always like to see that as well. And you've got some bulk discounts. How many kind of bulk discounts would you say is a good number? I have about 3 or 4, I think. And I think that's kind of a good number to have. Just to give your clients a few different options, so it may be buy 2, get 1 free, buy 1, get 4 free. I've seen some really crazy ones where it's like buy 1 and get 9 free, which I wouldn't necessarily suggest. Yeah. That's not ideal, but yeah. What would you kind of think, like have like the amount of bulk deals to offer?
I would do probably I would say start out maybe at 2 different levels.
Yeah.
Maybe do like a buy 2 get 1 free, which is, I mean, it's a really good deal. They're getting 3 beats. Something that maybe if you're a little bit more established, maybe I would do like a buy 3 get 1 free.
Yeah. And
then maybe like a buy 5 get 2 free.
Yeah.
Just to have 2 different levels. And I think, even if you're technically, you'll be like, oh man, if I do a bulk deal, I'm losing out on that like extra $30 if they bought like, 3 or 4 beats from me. But the sort of advantage there is if they're buying that many beats from you at first, they're probably making an album, and you're going to be like a bulk of their album if they have like 4, 5, 6 beats from you all at once.
Exactly.
It's like half an album already. And if that album were to be successful and blow up, you may not be getting that payment right off the bat for the beat, but you're going to be getting the royalties.
Exactly. That's a very good point to point out. And it was something I was just about to say, and you took the words straight out of my mouth. Yeah. So like having the bulk deals, and the thing is as well, is the track is still yours, so even if you've given 1 track away for free, you can still sell that to someone else. It's not like, oh, I've now gave that beat away for free. That's it. I can't do anything else with it. That's not the case. You're just trying to entice people in to kind of like the pop-up, offering bulk deals, coupon codes and all that kind of stuff. It's always a way to get people in your store. It's like, I know myself, if you going past some shops, you've gone out shopping for the day with your missus or your wife or something, and then you'll see a sign in the shop that says buy 2 get 1 free, and then there's a similar shop next door but that doesn't show anything. You're more than likely going to go into the shop that's offering a discount, right? That's just how the human brain works. So that's why it's that's why it's cool to have this available on a pro page, because people can see this, because this is your store basically. This is how you need to think about it on a business sense. So this is your store. So people are going to see this. So yeah, cool.
And actually, like being like a beat seller, you're actually like one step ahead of businesses that are actually selling a physical commodity, because if they give away like a shirt on a buy two get one free deal for free, they're losing that shirt, but
exactly.
You're not losing your beat if you're selling a non-exclusive license. Exactly. It's still there. It's still digital, and you can sell it to more people, as Levi said. So I wouldn't be too afraid of that. And also when you're creating deals and you're giving people discounts and breaks, I mean, like you have to think of the artist or the person who's buying your beat sort of in the same position as you. Like they're just trying to make it, they're just trying to get their feet wet in the music industry. They may not have, a ton of money to spend on a ton of unlimited or exclusive leases. So people will really appreciate that and connect with you for offering them a deal if they're spending money with you.
Exactly. And they're more than most likely going to come back, because if their first album does really well and they're like, right, let's go and get another one from Ascension Beats, wherever it is. And now, he's still offering those deals. I know I'm going to get those deals with him. Let me go back. That's now another album that I can do with all of those beats. And you're not losing out. You're gaining, if anything, because you're gonna gain on the back end with the royalties, like Jamil said earlier. So
right. I'm really excited for this next section, the services.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what services he's offering now. Okay, custom beat and cover art. So this is a really cool. This was obviously something that was mentioned in the YouTube section, right? That we was talking about earlier, that you showed people about what services you can offer. And this is kind of endless, right? There's so many different services that you can offer, which is crazy. Like cover art. So if you're really good with like Photoshop, or what's the other one? Final Cut, all of these different programs that you've probably already got on your computer that you're already using to make your artwork for your track files, when you're uploading to BeatStars. If it's something you're really good at, and people comment on it and say, oh man, like how do you make that cover art for your tracks, your track images, you can say, well, I'll do it for this. Like, do you want me to make some for you? And now you can offer it as a service, which is really, really cool. Custom beats as well, which is cool. That's a kind of a cool service to offer as well. If there's some beats, like the person that comes to your store really likes your style, but nothing is kind of really hitting at them within your store, you're now offering them a service where they can go, actually, this dude, this girl, this guy, whoever, can actually make me a custom beat, and I'm getting something that's custom, which is really, really cool. Have you got any kind of other examples that you can offer as services?
Right. So one interesting thing I like to point out before I forget about Ascension services here are that he has them set up to negotiation, so he doesn't have any fixed prices. Yep. Sometimes with these services, just like exclusive beats, it's important to keep in mind that people's requests may not all be the same, and they might require more work. So it's a good thing to think about, that you may want to keep your options open in terms of quoting people a price. But you could also set a price, and it would appear, right here underneath the name. It's just that Ascension has chosen not to. I just wanted to point that out, which is like an interesting strategy. So
it is interesting. No, it is interesting. There's certain things that you may, if you're offering collaboration services, you could set up as a fixed price, because in most cases, you're going to get a specific file, and then that's going to be kind of pretty much your process. It may be some kind of melody or something that you're going to get. You're going to create a beat out. So that would be kind of a cool way to have a fixed price. But if you're doing like mixing and mastering services, or if you're doing a custom beat or cover art, depending on what the client wants and how long it's going to take you, then, it's a cool concept to have, have it as a negotiable kind of setup.
Right. I would like to just double down on mixing and mastering services. If you're one of the producers who's really good at that, you have a major advantage. I would recommend that. If you're a little iffy on that, I would take some time to really get good at that, because I mean, when somebody's buying a beat off of your BeatStars page, wouldn't it be nice to say, like, after you buy from me, If you pay a small extra fee, I will also mix your beat for you. It's good when you're thinking about your clientele and who's already on your page. You want to be able to offer services that are very relevant to them, and maybe even encourage them to buy your more expensive products. So you could say that, all right, my mixing and mastering, if you buy a basic lease or a wave lease, is like $30 or $50. But if you buy if you buy on a limited license, or if you buy an exclusive, I'll mix and master for free. Like you can offer things like that. You know, it's interesting, like I was saying before, to sort of create, like, you know, like think about your pricing and your licenses and your business as a whole, and make sure that you're crafting these things and these add-ons and these features in a way that makes sense, where the more money you spend, you're getting more and more stuff.
Yeah.
Also, if you're good at with video editing, like Levi was saying, you could say, I'll edit your music video for you, or like, you know, anything possible. I'll wash your car. Nah, but like you should. Yeah. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I mean, if you're really good,
rules or limits.
If you're really good at washing cars, why not?
You're really good at that if that's your specialty. I mean,
it's actually, as I say, the services section is endless, and I actually don't think people utilize it enough. And like Jamil said, you know, you can offer a product within a product. So it's kind of like, if you think about it, I know we don't really like to talk about this, but it's kind of like, it's not a click funnel as such, but it's like you're offering someone a beat, but oh, hold on a minute, they do a mastering services too. That's really dope. Like I can get the guy that's already mixed the beat, or the guy, the girl that's already mixed the beat, knows how it's going to sound, and then you know, they're going to just mix and master my vocals into the track. So it makes the work a lot easier for them too. You know, so
right, exactly.
getting everything in the same space,
and then they record. You know, like what's next? Now they have to go out and find an engineer to go help them. Like it's a completely different. I mean, there are engineers on BeatStars, but I mean, it would be really nice for it to just be clear there on the page. Like, all right, this is my one-stop shop for everything I need, and that'll make people more likely to return to you in the future if you make their lives as easy as possible.
Yeah, and with the mixing and mastering service, this could be another credit on the album too. So not only will you be classed as a producer in the credits, potentially, you're going to also see your name, you know, mixed and engineered, or engineered by, you know, you see that quite often these days, produced by and then engineered by. So you're going to have two names on the album, which is kind of really cool.
And if you guys really want to learn how to mix, you know, in master and engineer, I got something on the horizon for you. So,
that's dope.
So yeah, just you know, keep that in mind. Just be on the lookout for that.
That's dope. I think we just run over a little bit, which doesn't really matter too much. I don't think there's another show on our class. So yeah, I mean, kind of getting back to reviewing this pro page, it's really, really good Ascension. I really like what you've done here. You know, it's kind of very, wouldn't say basic, that's not the right word to say, but it is very kind of straightforward, and I really like that. And you've got all of the vital stuff on here. I would maybe think about setting up your Facebook Messenger, definitely, for sure. And we can touch on that on one of these shows maybe, and how to set that up. There is a tutorial video on that, so go and check those tutorial videos out. We're going to be saying this every week. The services, which is cool as well. You haven't got your YouTube section set up, and merchandise as well. Make sure you take use of that, because that is free advertising. You know, if you're selling your merchandise to people, walking around with that on, that's free, and it's so easy to set up, and it's free. Basically, it's a drop shipping service, so you're not paying anything upfront. So definitely.
Sold a mug I saw online. You just sold.
Yes, I sold a mug. Yes, which was really, really cool. So every time someone drinks their coffee now every morning, they're going to be thinking of Levi Beats.
Just like I'm taking a picture for you guys. Imagine somebody just wakes up feeling good, having a good morning. They go make themselves a cup of coffee. What am I gonna do today? Oh, Levi Beats. All right, let's go make a song. It's gonna work like
exactly.
that.
Exactly. Let's go to a store and buy a beat. There you go. I'm hoping that's how it's going to work. But that, I mean, obviously this stuff is endless. We're kind of joking about here a bit, but it is serious. You know, this stuff does really, really work. So yeah, I think that's probably about it for today. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add. Let's get back to the actual screen so everyone can see our
Yeah.
Lovely faces. Just remove that. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, last thoughts on the pro page. I mean, thought that was a really good pro page. I like the look of it. I like that you have your branding established. You have, your color set up. It looks super official and super dope. I thought it was interesting. You went with the block theme. A lot of people now are using the round, but the block is still like perfectly good, and it fits with a different aesthetic. Makes you stand out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend checking out the merch, checking out, and you can set up all these things in the marketing integrations page. So all those things like pop-ups, offering merch, those are all in the marketing integrations page. So check those out. Make sure you're taking full advantage of everything on that BeatStars has to offer.
Definitely.
That's one of the better ones that I've seen in a while.
Yeah, it's a really, really cool one. And most of the ones that we see are really cool,
Yeah.
The producers in our community are already quite creative in general anyway, right? Because they're making music. So generally when you see their pro pages, they're all pretty good. It's just obviously some stand out better than others. And most of the time it's based on what you have set up, like the licensing thing that we say all the time, and just utilizing everything that the BeatStars platform has to offer. Merchandise, email marketing, everything, the Facebook Messenger bot, ManyChat, all of this stuff, this is the stuff that you guys need to utilize to help you, to help you grow, and help you build your brand, help you build your business. Like Jamil said, someone else now is drinking a Levi Beats, coffee out of a Levi Beats mug every morning, which is great. It's really, really cool. And to think that that's a possibility through the BeatStars platform is amazing, so definitely make sure. And just to touch on basically what this show was about today, just make sure that you definitely have your payment accounts set up, PayPal, and if possible, Stripe too.
That feels like a year ago we were talking about.
I know it does. But I just wanted to make
so much today, but I'm really happy we got through a lot.
Yeah, definitely, and that's the cool thing about having two of us on this show, and it really is. It's really working, so it's really, really cool. So on that note, I think that's kind of we've gone a bit over today, which doesn't really matter too much. But just want to thank everyone that joins every week. We see some familiar faces. I've actually seen some new faces in here too today as well, which is amazing. Definitely come back each week and check us out, because these shows are not going away. We're going to be talking about similar stuff each week, and providing you with as much information and coming from our experience and working with inside BeatStars to give you the best information possible. I think that's about it. I don't know. You have any last words, Jamil?
Well, that's it. Thanks to everybody for making this episode really cool. And I'm excited for next week.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Tune in next week. Peace, guys.
Later.